the codified response. The usual suspects. That's all. Right out of Casablanca. The usual suspects, the white supremacists. Anything that happens, this is code, counter-racist code. Anything that happens involving people of color that should not happen, the white supremacists are to blame, either directly or indirectly. Why? Because that's an easy thing to do? No, because it's true. And why is it true? Because they're in charge of everything. That's why. So anything that happens under their watch, and everything is under their watch, that should not happen, they're to blame, either directly or indirectly. I don't care how many twists and turns and how you shake it up and pour it, it comes out to white supremacists every time. Okay. Every time. It might take you a long time to figure it out or sort through it, but you'll always find the culprit behind that curtain, and it's the white supremacists every time, without fail. If it's anything that happens that shouldn't happen in this prisoner of war camp. Why? Because they are the camp masters, that's why.
All right.
And the camp masters are always to blame for what happens in the camp. On this program, I think I've talked about that before. I made a codified response to it years ago. And because this question has come up time and time and time and time and time again. So it was codified in the textbook for victims of racism that you can get by going to producejustice.com, and it's in there. It says what the universal flag pledge is, the compensatory universal flag pledge that will fit anything. Took me a couple of years to come up with just that single, simple line. I do at all times relate to the flag the exact same way that the flag relates to me. Now, suspend me on that one. See, in other words, under freedom of speech, you do have a constitution in the Northwestern Hemisphere.
Which your mother mentioned.
Which your mother mentioned, I'm sure. But see, that's taken a long way around when you start talking about Frances Scott Key. What she did was correct. I mean, you know, if you want to have a court case. But I'm saying, if you want to have, codification is about having slam dunks. No dribbling down the court. Every move that you make is a slam dunk. Otherwise, it shouldn't be a part of a code. So you just simply say, oh, I have to take a pledge? Okay. A pledge to what? A pledge to that flag standing over here in the corner. Okay, as a prisoner of war, I do what I'm told. Okay? So I stand there, and I take, you know, and I say, well, now, they told me to take the pledge, so I'm going to take the universal pledge. I do at all times relate to the flag the exact same way that the flag relates to me. Stand up and do it what you might call, quote, unquote, proudly. Even though if you want to do that, I just say just do it. I don't have to put an adjective on it like proudly. I just say, I'm just obeying prison orders. And so now if they charge me with not taking the pledge, I'm going to say, what's incorrect about the pledge? Now we go into the question thing. Say, well, you're not saying the pledge. I did say the pledge. I said the best possible pledge that anybody can ever make. Now that will bring in the factors of Francis Scott Key and then the other slave owners and whatnot and all like that. They can bring all that up. I mean, according to the history that they teach right there in that school.
Exactly.
All right? This is what they teach in that school. But I have opened that door by taking a pledge that will fit any flag, anywhere, at any time. Because I didn't lie. It might be a lie in other pledges. There's no lie in that pledge.
Okay.
But every flag always relates.
Okay.
The person who's taken the pledge the way that I just outlined that you took it.
Yes.
That's why I call it the universal. I'm saying, what do you do? What is the best thing to do? I mean, you know, if you're going to be hauled into court. I would stand and I would give the compensatory universal pledge. I do, while the other people are saying whatever they said that you can say, but under freedom of speech, I would say, I'm going to say the pledge the way that it applies to me. That way I'm not interfering with other people. I'm not being disruptive. I am taking the pledge.
Okay.
But I am saying I do at all times relate to the flag the exact same way that the flag relates to me.
Okay, I got you.
Verbal pledge.
Yes, sir.
These are the words you use.
Yes,
the exact words. You don't add to it or subtract from it.
Okay.
I do it all the time, relating to the flag the way the flag relates to me. Now, that raises a question. How does the flag relate to me? I am not ever supposed to make an evaluation, either one way or another, about how another prisoner of war responds to being a prisoner of war when it comes to their action of dealing with race, their speech, rather, and that's a form of speech.
Yes.
Race, racism, and counter-racism.
Yes.
I'm absolutely prohibited from doing that. I cannot make a critique on another prisoner of war, another victim of white supremacy's response to the system of white supremacy when it comes to their verbal reaction to it. That is a choice. That is a choice that comes under VGQ.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That is a strict thing. Victims guaranteed qualification. He is qualified to take that knee simply because he took that knee. So everything that goes along with taking the knee now, he's got to be ready for it. Okay?
Gotcha.
But I cannot make a critique of it.
Okay,
I'm prohibited from doing that.
Okay.
As an equal prisoner of war.
Okay.
Under VGQ.